That's cool.
Let's get back to base camp, get the
batteries. Yeah.
Batteries and then feed more.
So I guess it's like one big dark.
I just did this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
They don't come down in here.
Huh?
They don't come down.
Not.
Oh.
One of the monkeys over there, the Grunum, and he's got big scratch marks on his butt. Somebody got him. They got fights. Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Monkey Jungle's Wild Monkey Swimming Pool. My name is Chelsea, and at this time I'm going to go ahead and ring this triangle to let the monkeys know that I will be tossing fruit for them. Just to let you know, the reason that we ring the bell is because we have about 140 of these monkeys, and they are all spread out over 7 acres. These monkeys are not tamed or trained in any way, and we have no control over who shows up. So just give me a second to ring the bell, and I'll see if any monkeys want to come and eat.
Yeah, just come up there.
Now we all fed them too much.
Well, the kind of monkeys that you see in front of you is what we call a Java macaque, or a crab-eating macaque. The first name they get, Java macaque, is given to them because of where they originate, which is an island in Southeast Asia known as the island of Java. The second name they get, crab-eating macaque, is given to them due to the fact that in the wild, their natural diet includes crabs and shrimp. One other interesting fact about these monkeys is that they swim. Now, although all monkeys are able to swim, few monkeys actually seem to enjoy it the way these guys do. But, since shrimp and crab are frequently found underwater, Javas in the wild have to swim to get their food. But in this group, it's usually the juveniles who do most of the swimming because they enjoy playing in the water. The older macaques say they're too lazy to work for their food, or they just don't want to get wet. Well, these macaques were brought here in 1933 by Joseph Duman, which has gradually disappeared after birth. As soon as the other members of the troop detect a change in the infant's coat color, both mother and infant will lose their special status, and the infant will assume the social status of the mother. Java infants will nurse for up to about 9 months. However, after the mother loses her special feeding privileges, she'll wean her baby onto more solid foods, such as fruits and bugs. Well, this concludes the presentation here at the Wild Monkey Swimming Pool. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, well, before you go, I'd like to caution you. Because all of the animals here at Monkey Jungle are wild, whenever you are feeding them, please keep in mind that they have large, sharp teeth and can bite. Please make sure that you only feed them through the cups and tubes provided. If there are no cups or tubes, please do not feed them through the wire mesh. These signs around the park refer to all the animals here at Monkey Jungle, and not just the ones immediately near the signs. We also ask that you please do not try to pet these monkeys or lean over the railing next to the swimming pool area, because there's an electrical wire at the bottom. This is not just for your safety, but also for theirs. And finally, if you see any wildlife in the trails, whether they're snakes, frogs, turtles, birds, squirrels, or lizards, please leave them alone and do not touch them. They'll go right on by you. If you have any additional questions about any of these animals, my name is Chelsea and I'll be happy to answer them for you. The next show will be the orangutan show at 1 o'clock. And immediately following that presentation, the keeper will take you back and do a presentation with our male western lowland gorilla.
Only go to the monkey. We need to look every house.
Come on, we gotta get down to the rank thing. Come on. Yeah.
Something. Divorce.
Exhausted. Yes. For the last 20 or so years have been perfecting the art of doing absolutely nothing. She's gotten pretty good at it. She's 22. You have any younger ones? Yep. And we'll go into all of that. We're going to wait a couple minutes so she can put them right off the other over there. We can. We have more. Orangutans are solitary. So anytime they can working group is not how they enjoy being pet. So her mother is actually at the National Zoo in Washington, D.C. And she had a brother who passed away about 4 years ago. Which is extremely sad and heartbreaking for us and obviously for him. And we probably the happiest day in her life. Scared, bored, whatever. And sometimes as May gets with me, just impatient. Hey, sweet girl. You're faced the wrong way. Now, also, orangutans do have individual personalities, just like people. May here is shy. She is extremely laid back. Oh, you bring in some of your nesting material. Now, you'll notice that when May moves, she moves in pretty slow and deliberate movements, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later on. Hey, baby. What was it? Was it when I said grapes? Is that what got you? Hi, sweetie. Hi. Yeah, you're right out front now. Now, May here, her personality is she's shy. She's extremely laid back. On a good day, May is borderline lazy. On a normal day, she's just lazy. Aren't you, sweetie? Now that you have a nice look. Oh, looks like you have some water in your cup there. Did you get that bug? Did you get it? Now that you guys can all see May really good, the first question that I get a lot is May expecting a baby? May is not pregnant or expecting a baby. But May does get lots of good food, not nearly as much exercise as she could probably use, so she's a little bit overweight. As a matter of fact, she might actually float. Because lots of subcutaneous fat on her. Now, orangutans are also very, very intelligent, and May does have the cognitive ability of a 4 to 6-year-old child. Anyone who's been around 4 to 6-year-olds knows that that is very smart indeed. Therefore, any behaviors that we do not want May to repeat, we don't do in front of her. But we have taught her all sorts of behaviors that help us take care of her. Now, in the morning, I want to make sure that May is nice and healthy before we let her out. So I take her temperature, I listen to her heart and her lungs, check to make sure she doesn't have any cuts or bruises, and that her teeth and gums are nice and clean. Because she knows the behaviors to help me do this, it's not stressful on her, and it's much easier for me. Also, through the years, May has developed the intelligence to help the veterinarian out as well. So if it's a relatively simple procedure that he needs to perform, we often don't have to anesthetize her. Again, much safer and less on her, and much better for us. Hey, pretty girl, is there water in there? Is there water in there? You're looking kind of ornery. You sure are. You're not looking like you're in the best of moods there. And you'll notice right under May's chin is a big flap of skin across her chest. And that's called throat sac. The male and the female orangutans both have them. The males use them a lot more than the females, and they use them to communicate. They'll use that throat sac to bellow. It's called a long call. Now, one of the other things that I get from people all of the time is that everybody worries if May is lonely or depressed and how sad girl. Now, orangutans very rarely come down to the ground, and that's because on the ground they are much more susceptible to their predators. Predators like large snakes, pythons, and boa constrictors can make a meal out of an entire orangutan. Incidentally, when they do, they don't have to eat for over a year. Also, jaguars, crocodiles, and of course, unfortunately, us. Now, deforestation and logging are the biggest threats against these critically endangered animals. But unfortunately, they are also victims of the illegal bushmeat trade where they are hunted for their meat. A lot of times it isn't the adult female that is taken because they are not quite as elusive as the males, as well as the fact that they often have offspring that slow them down a bit. When a mother is taken out of the wild, her children are left to struggle to survive on their own, or they're put into the illegal pet trade. Again, not anything good for anyone. On Orangutan Island, most of those orphans were from moms taken from business. Now, May. Hi, baby girl. Now, we normally have all sorts of different nesting material out here for May. We have cane grass and banana leaves and palm fronds and all sorts of things for her to build her nest with. Unfortunately, like I said, she's not feeling well. So we didn't want that to affect her breathing, so we took all of that out, which might be part of the reason for May's early mood. But being very resourceful, May has decided that if we are not going to provide her with nesting material, she will get it on her own. So she's slowly but surely picking up all the plants that are along her enclosure and taking those to use those as a nest. Hey, sweetie. May, we got lots of people here. Can you tell them what the most important thing is, May? So you have a pencil? I'm pretty intense on whatever it is. Sweet girl. May, we're getting ready to go down into cocoon. Yeah. Welcome to your show, sweetie. I what? You what? May, what's the most important thing? What's the most important thing? I love you. That is the most important thing. Let's give May a round of applause for that. You're such a smart girl. Sweetheart, how about a funny face? There we go. Aww. How about a kiss? Nice kiss. And let's see those beautiful feet. Show me your feet. All right. You are so smart. Oh, got it. Now, there's something else I gotta take care of here. Don't worry, May. Take your time. And May, let's do some exercise. May, can I get a big stretch? May, big stretch. Big stretch. Yep, that's the extent of May's exercise. Good girl, sweetheart. You ready for your bag? Ready. Yes. okay?
No.
Oh, she says no, but I saw you're already going to throw it. Ready? How about one more kiss? All right. This is kind of light, sweetie. I hope I can get it up there. Yeah, maybe you got all sorts of good things in there. You have another pack of star fruit. You got a piece of Menachem. Okay, great. Yes, you absolutely will make use that bag tonight. Okay, normally we have blanket out here too, so these interleave things. And you'll notice, remember, I told you that May doesn't use her hands like that, so she holds that bag and she uses her lips to use your lips to get the snow off the so use your lips to eat everything. Now while May is enjoying those few little treats, before we go down to keep King, who's our other grade 8 chair, he's a gorilla. If you really have any questions, I can try and answer for you. Yes, sir. I say that she's overweight in your back. Absolutely. And part of the thing that all captive animals have is that 99% of the animals you see in captivity are overweight. Because, number one, they don't have to forage for their food, so they don't ever go through any shortages. They also don't have to exercise and move around for it. Again, unless they actually have an impetus behind moving around, they prefer to stay still. So yeah, that is definitely wrong. And also means a little bit overweight because she's slow. And she puts the whole neck in there. That's what she had? Is that good? You think you're looking good. Really good mood. Yeah. How many staff work with May? That's a very good question. And actually with May and King, May and Menachem, King, very few people work with them. It is an extremely long process to become bonded with them. Once you do gain their trust, though, it will be lifelong. With May and King, it's normally a few months before somebody will be on their own to work with them again, because they have to accept you. Also, you can have the best keeper in the entire world. Tell me about the way you have a family, right? Yeah. Sorry, I normally see over the pool there. I'm sorry. Yeah. But he works much better. Hey, sweet boy. Had a long walk.
Do they have big brains? Look at that big
Actually, their brain is about the size of ours. But I'll talk about that big head in just a minute. You hear those sirens, King? What's going on there? Once again, good afternoon, folks. Everyone's in a perfect position here. And there's no problem with you guys standing up by the fence, but just be sure that you don't work your way in here so that the people sitting down on the bleachers don't get blocked. Once again, my name is still Tracy. This is King, though. King is a male western lowland gorilla. He is 38 years old. He weighs approximately 450 pounds. King stands just under 5 feet 2 inches tall, and he has a strength of 10 to 12. Very, very, very strong men. Now, I'll let you guys know right off that King's sending all of us a message right now, and that message is he likes us and doesn't want to fight. And you can tell that because he's not sitting head on. Direct head on head is a confrontational position for gorillas. Now, King knows he's nice and strong, but he also knows that there are many more of us than of him. So by him sitting like this, he's sending us the message right away that he's glad that we're here, but he doesn't want to try and fight anybody or all of us at one time. So he's much more comfortable sitting that way. Aren't you, sweetheart? Aren't you? Now, King is what's known as a silverback, and that means he's a mature gorilla. Gorillas mature between the ages of 10 and 15 years old. Before that time in their life... Oh, did he? It's just your picture, King. You know cameras. You know cameras. Yeah. I know. Now, gorillas mature between the ages of 10 and 15 years old. Before that time in their back, they have black hair on their backs. They're called blackbacks. Afterwards, they develop that beautiful silver hair, hence the name silverback. King, can we see your back, sweetie? Up. Up.
Look at that look of disdain.
King, look.
Okay.
Turn around. Oh, you just tripped. Shake it out. All right. I have a nice for you, sweetheart. Want your iced tea?
Iced tea. Look at that.
I know, it's a long way, sorry. Now, unlike May, who was an absolutely fabulous catch, King here at 38 is actually very old. Gorillas in the wild will only live till their early 40s if they're very fortunate, and up to 50 in captivity. But King here doesn't have a lot of depth perception left, and he has a hard time seeing things close up. So you will notice that I throw things away from him so as not to hit him. You will also notice, as King is doing right now, he a lot of times will inspect his food very close up to his left eye. He wants to make sure that it's nice and clean and that we washed it properly. We will know if he didn't, if he doesn't think we did, because he will take it and toss it in the moat. How come you take the lid off that, sweet boy? Did it get jammed right through it? Now that's iced tea that King is drinking, doctor's orders. Gorillas don't process vitamin C very well. So it's King's day to get oranges. He's on a very regimented diet to keep him nice and healthy, but there's an additive in the iced tea, an ingredient in the iced tea that helps break down vitamin C. So that's why King gets vitamin C. Now, unlike orangutan, first of all, there are 3 different subspecies of gorillas in the wild today. You have your eastern lowland gorillas, which are your largest, your western lowland gorillas like King here, and then your mountain gorillas, which are the ones depicted in Diane Fossey's Gorillas in the Mist. You will only find western lowland gorillas in captivity today, and you can tell that because of the brown hair on their head. Eastern lowland gorillas and mountain gorillas have black hair. Now, unlike orangutans who prefer to be solitary, gorillas are actually very social creatures, and in the wild they do travel in groups of 5 to 20 individuals. You will notice that King is the only gorilla out here. Now, we got King 28 years ago. He was 10 years old at the time. We'd had a male and a female gorilla, and the male had just died. The female became very lethargic, very depressed. And at one point, we were actually worried that we might lose her as well. We knew that King was available from a circus, so we went and got him. Didn't we, sweet boy? You want to lay down and take a little nap? I know you want food. You want to lay down? That helps with any gas King has in his tummy. You want an orange, sweetie? I try not to throw it hard, King, but I know, they roll it forever. It is a no-win situation, because if I moat it, then he's really unhappy, and if I throw it and it rolls, he's really unhappy as well. He looks at me like, Tracy, you've been doing this long enough, can't you do any better than that? They peel your orange and then come back up here to eat it. Now, we knew that King was available, so we went and got him. Now, King and Mitzi, who was that female that I was talking about, were next-door neighbors for many years. On 3 separate occasions, though, Mitzi was introduced to King. On all 3 occasions, she rejected him. Also, after Mitzi died of old age, we brought in another female gorilla and introduced her as well, which is a feat in itself because 7 out of 10 gorillas born are males, so females are very hard to come by. That was when King suffered his 4th rejection. Exactly. 4 rejections in one lifetime is plenty. Now, gorillas and us are a lot alike. You can't just put any male and female gorilla together. All sorts of squirrel monkeys visiting us back here. You can't put any 2 together. Also, it is the female that picks the mate, not the male. Unfortunately, when King was in the circus, to make him, quote, safer, they pulled his canine teeth. Those are those great big fang-like teeth, and they are very important in gorilla culture. Without them, he's probably considered inadequate because he would not be able to protect his female or any offspring that they may have. Also, without those canine teeth, we can't put any male gorillas out here with King because, again, he'd be unable to protect himself. So he does have this 1.5-acre island, 365 days of the year, barring, of course, any hurricanes. But don't worry, because we are very conscientious about King's social life and not being lonely. So, King also has us, Alexis and I, 9 hours every single day. And if he ever gets lonely, all he has to do is go right to our left into that tunnel there. He lets us know he's there. Sometimes when King comes back, he just wants to sit quietly. Other times, he wants to be a little bit more active. King likes to dance, not on command, but he likes to dance when the mood strikes him. His 2 favorite types of music are salsa and steel pan. He's cross-cultural. But King's favorite activity by far is actually finger painting. We do have lots of finger paintings that King has done in the past in the gift shop if you want to take a look. Now, being a very urban gorilla, King does enjoy his very own air-conditioned and heated night house that boasts a television set and a DVD player.
Favorite channel.
One of his favorite movies is actually Planet of the Apes. The old one. The new one looks scary. I haven't watched the new one yet, but the old one, he likes the old one. Also, at night, soon, at night when I tuck King in, I ask him if he wants to watch TV. He'll shake his head yes or no. And if it's yes, normally, lately, he's had his stuff on the Weather Channel. Now, gorillas sleep 10 to 12 hours a night, so we never leave the volume up because we don't want to keep him awake. But they also see the world just like us, and that means in color in 3 dimensions. With all that Doppler radar, probably very stimulating for King to see all those colors during the night. Up until recently, though, I will have to tell you that King's favorite early evening program was the Ellen DeGeneres talk show. So he goes through stages. Now, also, being from South Florida, King does know that it is muy importante to be fluent in Spanish, and he is fluent in Spanish. Remember, I mentioned earlier that keeper of his for 18 years, she was from Mexico. She communicated completely in Spanish in the back with King. Now, King knows that out here it's strictly business. He also knows that the only 2 words in Spanish I know are muy importante. So, I communicate in English. But King also signs. He does have about 15 of his own signs. They mean the same thing every single time he does them. So we have never had any problem communicating with King. Sweetheart, one more thing. You want to walk like a man for us? You want to walk like a man? Up! It's just a camera. It's just a camera and a hat. Look here. Look here. Relax. Very nice. Up! Walk like a man, King. Turn around and back. Very good. You're such a smart boy. Let's give King a round of applause. You're a good boy. Ready? This is heavy. I made this a little heavy. Ready? I made this too heavy. And it's breaking. Ready?
Yeah, most of it.
Yeah, that's not good. But he got his raisins, and that's the most important part. Sorry, King. But you got your dessert there, sweet boy. He was looking for that last show. It wasn't in there. King likes a little dessert every once in a while. Now, you may have noticed that King has a red spot on his belly, a sore right there. Yeah. King got that about a month and a half ago. He was out on the island, and he found some poison wood before I did. Poison wood is a lot like poison ivy, so it's very itchy. Now, it's just like poison ivy. So it's like a leafy, branchy tree, bush thing. Now, every morning, King gets actually an Alivert to take care of the itching from the inside, and then he has to sit very still, and we rub some stuff on his belly to take care of the itching from the outside. That is very hard for King to do because he's ticklish. Yes, he is. Now, just a couple more things before I let you guys go, and that is that lots of people ask me if King climbs any of these trees out here on the island. He certainly has plenty to choose from. Remember that I mentioned that King is 38 years old. I also happen to be 38 years old. I am out on this island every single morning, and I can assure you I am not looking for any trees to climb. We both know we're a little bit older. Our bones are becoming a little bit more brittle. Therefore, we prefer to stay on the ground where it's nice and safe. But he does have different nesting sites that he goes to during the day, different times of the day. Now, before King had this island that was put in a few years back, he'd been in a cage for virtually his entire life. So, when he got the island, it was a little bit scary for him. It took a while to move him out to where he was comfortable. But once, he was actually in the earlier days, sleeping right against his ficus, which is his favorite tree out here. And an iguana got kind of curious and decided to get a closer look. So, that iguana came and climbed right up on King's belly. Of course, that woke King up. And he screamed like a baby. Since then, though, he has actually learned that, you know what, he's a little bit bigger than those iguanas. So when he's in the mood, he will actually lure them over with his fruits and vegetables. And when it gets close enough, he will pick it up and drop it in the moat. Now, they're very hardy creatures, so it doesn't hurt them. They're excellent swimmers. That's just kind of a little entertainment that King provides for himself. Yeah. Now, being the great big brave boy that he is, you go into your tree? You'll notice that big bump on King's head, which we were talking about earlier. Gorilla brains are actually just the size of our brains. But that's called a sagittal crest. And what it is the site of attachment for all of those muscles that anchor in those canine teeth. And partially because of those canine teeth, King, why didn't you take your lunch with you? Now, he may just be going right over to the other side of the tree. Otherwise, he's sensed that somebody else is back here and he wants to make sure they're supposed to be. You going to stop there, sweet boy? King? Yeah, he says he's done. That's good, because I'm almost done as well. He says, Tracy, you know what? The only way to get you to shut up is to leave. He knows me too well. Now, partially because of those great big canine teeth, many people think that gorillas are mean and ferocious animals, but they really are not. They're very private, and they would much rather avoid confrontations than actually go into a fight.
Он Никита пошел.
Some of that sweater's a little aggression going on.
Yeah.
Nice to get it down. Yeah. Not sure I'm even helping. I think it's way up there.
Yeah, I think so too.
For the keeper will get to it.
Yep.
That's okay, drop it down.
These guys are just too cute. See, this is the one. And then
What do you want to
the
do?
males
Get
have to
an ice
go
cream?
away.
Okay, we'll go back and then if they were through again.
And the females
We'll go by the pool.
carrying their young bucks. So a lot of
Meanwhile, we'll look at some of the other animals.
So now we got the boys put on
All
weight
that good
because
food.
they do body size.
You separate the males from the females
No,
later?
we don't separate them though.
Never?
They do it themselves.
Yeah.
Oh. So how many babies a year do you get here about?
I'm not sure. I haven't been here during the breeding season, so I'm sure it varies.
Yeah.
They're already in the pan. She puts it. They like to eat.
You guys.
Oh, you got something.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to my jungle.
Before you came, they were taking the wire mesh off of the wheelbarrow. Was that a request?
No, it's like a conference thing.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to my
Down Rainforest. My name is Kelsey, and I'm going to be telling you a little bit about these monkeys. happy to answer them for you. Well, before 1992, if you were to look up toward the sky, you would have not been able to see it. Because of the dense canopy and vine growth, it would have been very dark, cool, and moist back here. Much of the vegetation that you can see on the ground now did not exist in our old rainforest because the sun could not reach the ground as long as it does now, so only the hardest time to survive. We even had our own weather system here, which was similar to that which you would find out on the rainforest. And because of the humidity and moisture that condensed above the canopy, and the fact that some of the lower lying clouds would get caught in the taller trees, it would rain for what consistently almost every day here, maintaining the environment of our true rainforest. It was one of those semi-natural tropical rainforests in North America. However, in 1992, Hurricane Andrew made landfall and devastated the park. We lost 100% of our canopy and 80% of our overall vegetation. Now there are 3 different species of monkeys in our rainforest. The large red ones, like the one in this picture, are called red howler monkeys. The big brown one, like the one in this picture, called black cap capuchin. You don't see any of those around right now either. And the little yellow and gray ones that you see everywhere else, those are the squirrel monkeys. Well, we currently have 3 red howler monkeys, and they get their name howler because of their territorial vocalization, which can be heard for up to over several miles away. They're the second loudest animal on the planet. First comes the blue whale, and then comes that. If they were here, and you were to look at their tails, you would notice how they would be able to hang their bodies off from the branches by their tails. The type of tail that they have is called a prehensile tail, and they can use it as a fifth leg. It allows them to reach down, to reach the roots on the smaller branches that are inaccessible or otherwise too small to climb out on. The capuchins have the same types of tails as the howlers, and baby squirrel monkeys have similar prehensile tails, but they lose that ability of their tails as they age. The tails of older squirrel monkeys serve the purpose of balancing their weight as they jump through the trees. Now we have 5 black-capped capuchins, and these are the monkeys that were previously used as organ grinder monkeys. And you can also see them in movies such as Ace Ventura, George of the Jungle, and Pirates of the Caribbean. And this is because capuchins are considered to be the smartest of all the New World monkeys. They're even being used in programs that help quadriplegics and paraplegics. They're trained to do things that their owners are not able to do themselves, things like turn on and off lights, radios, and televisions, and clothes and shoes and help to dress their owners, clothes to bed sheets, help feed their owners, and cases of books, and put books on the Now the wild, capuchins, howlers, and squirrel monkeys all live in the same rainforest. Within the 2 rainforests, the howlers mainly occupy the upper levels of the canopy above 60 feet, whereas capuchins and squirrel monkeys primarily occupy the many lower levels of the forest. Now these squirrel monkeys are the whole reason that this rainforest exists. And Frank Dumont brought these squirrel monkeys here back in 1955. And once he had a population established, he noticed he was able to do something at the time that no other zoos or facilities were able to do. And that was to breed them. Other zoos and facilities would put several males and females all in the same small cage and expect them to reproduce, and they would not. And what Frank Dumont realized is that these monkeys remain in same-sex groups throughout the year. The males stay with the males, and the females stay with the females. Also, females are the dominant sex, not the males. So they will come together at the feeding station, but once they leave, we'll be back to their same-sex group. And for about 8 to 9 months of the year, if a male tries to approach a female, the chances are he'll be chased off. Now the males do have one adaptation to this. During the months of November to March, which is their breeding season, the males go through a process called fatting. And during this time, they have a huge surge in the level of their hormones, which causes them to gain about 20% of their normal body size and weight. So this does 3 main things for the males. First, it makes them virtually irresistible to the females. Second, because of the increased level in the hormones, it makes them more aggressive. And third, it makes the males a little bit bigger so that they can withstand a good beating from a female who does not wish to associate with him. And once the breeding season is over, the male will shrink back to his original size. Now, if you look at the feeding station, you can see that each day they get a healthy amount of fresh fruits and vegetables. And with about 150 monkeys in this rainforest, you may wonder why all of the food isn't gone. Well, that's because fruits and vegetables only compromises between 20 to 40% of the diet of squirrel monkeys and capuchins. Both are omnivorous, largely eating various insects, lizards, spiders, and other small animal prey. So what they get during the shows is only a small part of their daily food intake. The rest they found on their own as they would in the wild, under leaves and on trees and other plants. Well, this concludes the presentation here on Monkey Jungle's Amazon rainforest. Does anyone have any questions?
Do you have a surplus population? Do you get too many that you give out to zoos or something, or is it stable?
No, we've never had too many. Like the squirrel monkeys, we have like about 110 to 140 of them, but they're all fine. And then we only have the only ones that we can't have too many of are the howlers and the capuchins because they get very territorial, and we have to have more space in order to have more of those. But we've never really had problems.
It's like a stable population.
How long do they live?
Which ones?
These little squirrel monkeys.
The squirrel monkeys live to be about 15 years old.
Oh. How big are they when they're born?
They're pretty small.
And how long do they cling to the mother then?
Yeah, for about 6 to 9 months.
When are the babies born?
Well, the breeding season starts in November. So anywhere, their gestation period is about 6 months.
Oh, so fall.
Yeah.
I see a couple of the squirrel monkeys are taking leaves and wrapping it around the fruit. What is that?
Oh, I don't know. I've actually never seen them do that.
Two of them here.
They might be doing it to clean their fruits.
Okay.
So sometimes they do that.
The peanuts are gone. They're out of peanuts. They want me to tell you. They're still looking. They're digging through it.
Well, I'd like to take this time to thank you all for coming out today.
Thank you. They could not take them out. They were stuffing in her cheeks and then both paws. Looking around to give them to somebody else. It's like they love the peanuts. And now the peanuts are gone.
Oh, so now they're focusing on the vegetable and the fruit.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
It was too cute. See how greedy some of them were. Taking all the peanuts that they could find. They couldn't even wash. So cute. They don't like whatever's in there, the brown things that have been dog food. Like, yeah. It's probably vitamins, so different probably out. Anybody might come and put money in, or money, food in my little tray there.